Hello, welcome again to Ekene Banye's reflection. Yeah, today I want to reflect on an interview of President Paul Kagame of Rwanda by the Al Jazeera TV station. Al Jazeera. Yeah, that's it. That's okay. Anyway, yes, the I saw it on YouTube. Let me find that interview. Okay, now what I want to talk about, what just one small section of that interview. That interview is very, very good. I really liked it, and I will encourage you to watch the whole interview because President Kagame talked about so many different things that are very important for Africa. So I want you to watch the whole interview, but I want to reflect on a small part of the interview, very small part of the interview. That's when he talked about that Africa cannot continue to be the victim all the time, because this is what I've been saying. I know, I believe we have been victimized. That's life. Now, for us to move on, we need not to be the victims. Because I tell you, I believe that victimhood starts in the mind. Let's play that section of the interview. Okay, let me see.
I'm just sort of interested, and you and I have talked about this before, about how you see Western influence in Africa. But I also want to know about the Rwanda story. And you participated in the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit, and America, the United States, other nations in Europe are trying to up their game. They're worried about China's influence. How do you see Western influence now, both in the continent and in your own country?
Well, this is the question I think we have partly answered. There is going to be Western influence, or there's going to be some other influence. But it's going to be minus African influence.
Mm-hmm.
So meaning...
So it's a zero sum.
So this is what it looks like. Sounds like, because other people have influence, Africa doesn't have influence. So that means Africa is just there to be influenced by, and then, of course, the fights that go on over the continent, for very obviously for what the continent has. I think my take on that is it should challenge us African leaders and Africans generally. We can't permanently stay in this position of a victim. In the end, by the way, when those powers that have influence, whenever they want, they turn Africa into perpetrators. So on one hand, we're either victims or we are pointed to as perpetrators of different crimes, things like that.
Very good. Very good. So let's stop there. What President Kagame said. The question was that trying to up the game because of the influence of China and Russia. And then, yes, President Kagame said correctly that it's normal that there will always be influences. Okay, it has always been that way from time. Okay, even as individuals, we are influenced by our parents, by people in our neighborhood, by people in our schools, by people at work, different people. So influence is part of life. There will always be influences. But we cannot just stay there and let other people influence us. It's as if we don't have any agency. As people influence us, we also influence them. But you cannot influence people, especially positively, if you stay in the mode of victims. And this is what I've seen many young people, many young Africans are doing. Unfortunately, that's the same thing that our countries are doing. So for us to get out of the mode of victims and to be influential, we need to take responsibility for ourselves. We need to tell the people trying to influence us, no, wait a minute, I know what I want. If you can help me get what I want, then we're in the game. But if you cannot help me get what I want, you are not in the game. This is what we as individuals need to do, and this is what our countries need to do. But for us to be able to do that confidently, we need to first stop being victims. It's a mentality. Victimhood is a mentality. I would say this: nothing that has happened to Africa, that is still happening to Africa, is new. Similar things have happened to every other group of people at one time or the other. And nobody comes out of those things be strong without removing the clothes of victimhood. You cannot be strong if you want to be a victim. Africa cannot be strong if Africans want to be victims. Yes, colonialism happened. Let's stop crying about it. It has happened. In fact, I will say this: let's sit down, look at our history, look at where we were, and itemize the positive, the negative of colonialism. Let's do that, because all I hear is the negative. But I will tell you one thing: if you sit down, write those things down, you find out that colonialism was not all negative. Let's stop being victims. If we want to be strong, a strong continent, a strong man cannot be a victim. A strong woman cannot be a victim. Things happen. Things happen to Africa. Things have happened to every other region of the world. All right? So please, if you get this, if you like this, the content of this channel, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other people. All right? Take care. Bye.